Hey, I'm Dylan Crooks.
My name's Ashley Dedan.
I'm Keenan Panty, and I'm the director and star of Avatar Blood Rush.
So, it all started, we were all just fans of Avatar.
Me and Blake were like, we should have an Avatar marathon.
We watched some of the series together, and so we all got together.
And we started watching it, and Blake and Brian really wanted to go all out, so they brought paints.
Paint arrows on each other and dress up as the characters.
I had just shaved my head for another project that didn't pan out. They were painting arrows on each other, and of course I was the only bald one there. Come on, we gotta paint an arrow on your head. Gotta paint an arrow on your head.
And then we all kind of stopped watching because we were so into acting out as benders. We went outside, started messing around.
Keenan, come airbend at me and I'll fall down. And so he did, and he fell down. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, and then we just started fire bending and earth bending at each other. And then we all looked so good, apparently, that we decided that we should make a movie.
I didn't think it was really a serious idea, but apparently it was.
The costumes were interesting. We went to the DI.
Went into the women's section to find some yoga pants.
These are perfect. And we're like, well, they're women's sweats. We don't care. Just don't tell anyone.
Hot stuff right there.
So then we go and we get to like scrubs and stuff. And like the colors surprisingly match up perfectly for what we needed.
The little wraps and stuff, like the headbands, the wrap around the hands and the feet. You know, they were things like table mats and curtains and just really random materials.
The earthbender's hat that he wears.
We came upon this rice basket. There's a shape to it that's just unique.
We flip it over and we're like, put that on, Blake. There we go, we got it. We needed something to make the firebenders have like armor or something. So we went to Blake and Brian's dad, and he has a bunch of just stuff, and he had some old car mats. We flipped them over, and they had all the little bumps on the bottom. Thinking back, it's pretty funny. It's armor! It's armor! It's perfect! Just flip it over, move. It's armor! There's another one! Get the other one! Oh, this is awesome! Should we cut it right here? I don't know. We measured it all.
And none of us sew. I've got a hot glue gun, and we can buy some Velcro tape.
And we super glued the Velcro to our costume, and then we Velcroed that on top, and that worked out pretty well.
The earthbending was actually the trickiest.
Fire, we had an idea of how we would do that, but at earth, we were like, we could get this. I think we could get this. We could probably get this to maybe. I don't know. So that was what we were going into. I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is gonna work out.
Creating props with people that have never had experience creating props, you know? All we need is some foam, and we'll paint them to look like rocks.
That looks pretty good. That looks like earth.
Okay, go.
With the foam, we would tie a fishing line to it, and then when they would bend, we would pull it up for them or move it for them.
How you doing over there? What are you doing? You're just standing there.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Give you the thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, are you seeing this rock?
What the?
It's crazy, right? Down. Oh crap! I can see it from there. I'm not shooting you anymore.
And that ended up looking a lot better than I thought it was, and I actually think it looks maybe one of the best effects is earth bending.
3, 2, 1. Oh, try that again.
The firebending, I wasn't too worried about initially because I had worked with fire previously on another project. In Desperate Measures, we merely lit someone on fire. Whereas here in Avatar, it was blasting fire out of their hands, and that was a challenge I hadn't even thought about until we got up there to shoot. I was comfortable with setting someone on fire, but just because I was comfortable doesn't mean someone else was. The first night, we hadn't tested a whole lot with the fire. Brian was the first one up, and you could tell just by the look on his face, he was not comfortable lighting his hands on fire, or anything on fire for that matter.
All right, put him out. Good. Yeah.
Dallin, on the other hand, was so calm and had no No inhibitions at all.
When we were going into it, I was worried that I'd have to bend without fire. It would be weird not having an idea of what it would look like. I'd wear 2 sets of gloves and spray my hands with a brake parts cleaning fluid and light that on fire. And we did that for like 98% of my shots, and that helped a lot to kind of get the feel for, okay, I'm bending, I have fire on my hands.
Okay, I'm ready. Ready? Yeah.
If you watch his takes, he blasts his fire, and then he kind of drops character and he's like, "All right, I'm on fire. Put me out."
Go, go, go!
Okay.
Mushrooms.
Yeah. Get him.
Cut.
Go, go.
The ways we did some of the shots were just,
Oh, sorry. Let's do that again. Oh, sorry.
So, bending air was fun. I didn't do it, but
As simple as we could put it, we took a leaf blower up there and I did the motion, and either Stephanie or Brian would have the leaf blower and they'd follow along and blast the wind. And it was a really simple effect that we hadn't even tested before we got up to shoot. And that first couple shots where we did it just kind of blew all of our minds.
Action!
Can we do water bending?
I think I remember us talking once like, water. No, we're not going to do water. We don't want to deal with that.
And I was the bloodbender. Can't really control water the way you want it to. You can't control it at all. So as an alternative, we decided to do bloodbending because that's a little easier. I watched the Avatar episodes with the bloodbender, and I kind of tried to copy her movements in that. Kind of just made it my own.
We got blood bending in there, so that's water bending.
The first night we went to go filming, we didn't exactly know where the location was exactly at.
We didn't really realize how much of a hike it was, so we had more weight than we needed. Didn't really have a flashlight really. It was pitch black.
We were like way off from where we needed to be.
And then we ended up losing a jug of water, and we just like, no, just leave it. We're not carrying it anymore. It takes us about 45 minutes to get everything up the mountain.
Pretty much every night we had problems with the generator.
Didn't really bother to learn how to use it before we took it up there. So we get up there, you pull the thing, it's like a lawnmower. We're pulling, it's not starting, we're pulling and pulling and pulling. I don't know, what do we do? I don't know.
It took me to fix the generator.
Oh, that's not working, something else is working. Oh, I forgot how that worked, or it's out of gas.
The hours sucked.
So we'd shoot from 11 all the way to like 4 in the morning. But I had work at like 4, so I'd have to leave at 2. Go to work, go to sleep, wake up, go shoot, go to sleep, go to work.
Go into the wee hours.
Keenan has this thing, he says every time he films, the cops show up. Every time. And so far it's been true of every time I've filmed with him.
I don't know what it is, the police just seem to love me.
A cop comes out of nowhere, like, I put my hands up, which, yeah, you had fires, don't try to lie to me. He's like, yeah, that was stupid, you're having fires up there, that's stupid. Keenan calls me, and I feel kind of ridiculous sitting here with car mats on my shoulders. Yeah, I've got a blue arrow, and I'm wearing a tunic or whatever, but...
Yeah, that was a long night. 100% of our effects were done in camera. I visited DC Photo's studio, set up a black screen, turned our exposure way down on the cameras, and shot fire being blasted out. The earthbending was done the same way. We green screened some rocks in. We sat it on a chair and spun some of the rocks to have that rotating look. Blake went underneath there and just lightly tapped the dirt, and that's where you get a lot of those dust clouds, is from that. Throwing leaves around, having someone with fans trying to get it in the right direction. Had we used pre-existing assets, I don't think we would have gotten the look that we got. It was pretty amazing to me because I had never done VFX, and Brian and Blake had done some VFX stuff a couple years ago, but it was very fast, it was very light, it was very simple stuff. The guy to do our VFX would be Cameron, but at the time he was working 2 jobs. So after one night of observation, Brian and Blake decided, oh, we can do this.
They have a way of watching something and just picking it up so quickly.
Well, Brian and Blake are amazing, and it's unfortunate they can't be here, you know, jail.
Now they're on opposite sides of the country now.
You'd think after Blake won all that money that he'd help out his brother with all the mob debts that he had, but he kind of just left him in the dust.
You know, they used to be really, really tight. You know, both of them, they used to be really tight. You know, good friends, and then they got in a fight.
Because the generator was so darn loud, all the sound had to be redone from scratch. So everyone had to come back in again and re-record all their sounds.
What do you mean, like, what is that?
The music was really important. Finding the right artist to do that was really important. One of my favorite websites that I go to is a place called newgrounds.com, and then I came across this one track called Taiko, I think it was Taiko Drums. I thought, this is exactly what I'm looking for. His name was Jacob Cadmus. His music took our film to a whole nother level.
Comic-Con was pretty fun. It was the first one in Salt Lake, and all the guys dressed up as their characters. They were getting stopped for pictures all the time.
You know, there were times where we're stopped in a spot for 45 minutes because someone's coming and, oh, can I get a picture? Yeah, you can get a picture. All right, great. And then someone else walks up. Oh, wait, hold up. Can I get a picture too? It was like we were celebrities ourselves. We didn't know how to handle it.
With other people dressed up from People's Avatar. It was pretty cool to see all the costumes.
We got to meet someone really cool. His name was Ray Park.
Darth Maul, Toad, Snake Eyes.
He looks at me and he says, hey, that's the Avatar.
And we asked him if he had seen Avatar, and he's like, oh yeah, I love Avatars.
And he's like, can I see this for a second? Like, I'll teach you something on the staff. And all of us were like, what? He stopped the whole crowd, the whole line of people for like 10-15 minutes just to hang out with us and give us a little lesson, which was, you know, it's like a dream come true.
Girls at Comic-Con, they're pretty dang nice.
Oh. The ladies of Comic-Con.
Azula was really cute. I'm just gonna put that out there. You should look me up, Dallin Crooks. Look me up on Facebook. I don't know who you are, but I will find you, and I will date you. Hey, I'm a guy that can make a predator sound. If that's not sexy, I don't know. I don't know what sexy is then.
I hope that the fans of Avatar, Last Airbender, fans of Legend of Korra are able to watch this and, you know, maybe be inspired to do their own fan films. It basically comes down to the love that we have for all these characters and the mythology and the art and the universe that Brian Konietzko and Michael DiMartino were able to create for the whole world to watch and enjoy.
Fucker fixes everything. 3, 2, 1.
you know, fond memories when I look back on that.